It is 10 past 2 in the afternoon on the 7th of May, 1915. You are standing at the rail of a ship, and you can see land. It is Ireland, a green headland off to the left, close enough that people around you are pointing at it. Lunch has just ended. The dining saloon is emptying. Somewhere below, a steward is stacking plates. The sea is flat and bright, and the air has that particular warmth that comes after a cold crossing. You are 6 days out of New York. That coast is 11 miles away. Before dawn tomorrow, this ship is due outside Liverpool. Your bag is packed and standing in your cabin. This is the easy part of the journey. This is the part where nothing happens. In 18 minutes, this ship will be gone. Not damaged, not listing in the water waiting for help. Gone, under, taking 1,198 people with her, in less time than it takes to walk a mile. You will not have 18 minutes to think about it. You will have about 4 before the decision is made for you. Here is the part people forget. You knew. 6 days ago, on the 1st of May, the morning you sailed, the German embassy placed a notice in the American papers. It ran in about 50 of them. On some pages, it sat directly beside the advertisement for this very ship, in the same column, in the same type. It said that a state of war existed between Germany and Great Britain, that the war zone included the waters around the British Isles, that vessels flying the British flag were liable to destruction in those waters, and that travelers sailing in the war zone did so at their own risk. That is not a coded threat. That is an itemized warning, printed in the newspaper you read at breakfast. And you boarded anyway. So did 1,958 other people. Not because they were reckless, because of what everyone knew about this ship, and because of what everyone believed about the rules. The ship you are standing on is one of the fastest passenger liners on the Atlantic. She can make 24 knots. No submarine in the world can catch her at that speed. A U-boat of 1915 makes perhaps 9 knots on the surface and less than 5 submerged. To be torpedoed, you would have to sail straight past a submarine that happened to be exactly where you were going, already in position, already waiting. The odds of that are absurd. And there is the other thing, the thing that feels even safer than speed. The rules. There are rules for this. They are old and everyone accepts them. A warship stopping a merchant vessel is supposed to signal her to halt, allow the crew and passengers to take to the boats, and only then sink her. Warn, evacuate, then destroy. It has a name, cruiser rules. It is how the war at sea had been fought for a year. Civilians are not the target. Civilians get into the boats first. That is the world you booked your ticket in. What you do not know is that in February, the German government declared the waters around Britain a war zone in which merchant ships would be sunk without warning. The rules you are relying on were canceled 3 months ago, in public. You are standing on a ship whose main defense is a set of rules that no longer applies, and a speed she is not currently making. Because here is the detail that turns bad luck into something harder to forgive. You are not doing 24 knots. You are doing 18. Since November, 6 of the ship's boilers have been shut down to save fuel and crew, 1 boiler room out of 4. That alone took her top speed from 24 knots down to 21. And on this crossing, she is not even making 21. At 8 this morning, she was slowed to 18 knots, and 18 is what she is still doing now. The ship's great advantage, the one thing that made everyone feel safe enough to ignore a printed warning, was cut back to lower the running costs, and then cut back again. There is more. You are close to shore, in a shipping lane submarines are known to use, on a straight and predictable course. Not zigzagging. Zigzagging is the standard evasion. The Admiralty had advised it. None of this is visible from where you are standing. From the rail, everything looks like a calm afternoon in a green coast and the end of a pleasant crossing. Somewhere ahead of you, a German submarine has been on patrol for a week, is low on fuel, has 3 torpedoes left, and turn for home this morning. Somebody shouts. There is a line on the water, thin and white and straight, running towards the ship. A few people lean over the rail to look at it because it is strange and because it is coming from a long way off and there is time to be curious. Then the ship is hit under your feet. The sound is not what you expect. It is not a bang. Survivors reach for domestic comparisons. A heavy door slamming somewhere deep in a house, a boiler dropped through a floor, and a shutter that comes up through the deck and into your legs. Water and coal dust and splinters of steel go up past the rail in a column. You are still standing. Nothing hurts. The ship is still moving forward. And then, a few seconds later, there is a second explosion. The second explosion is the one that kills the ship. It is bigger and it is deeper inside, and to this day, nobody can agree what it was. Coal dust in a near-empty bunker igniting, a boiler letting go, a steam line, ammunition in the hold. The manifest lists more than 4 million rounds of rifle cartridges, which Germany would cite ever after as the reason she was a legitimate target. Whatever it was, the effect is immediate. The ship begins to lean to the right, and she does not stop leaning. 700 meters away, less than half a mile, closer than you would guess, a 30-year-old submarine commander has been watching you through a periscope. That is the part that is hard to picture. He was not a speck on the horizon. He was near enough to read the name off the bow in gold letters, and he wrote that down. Because he kept a war diary, and the entry survives. It is short and it is flat. A clear bow shot at 700 meters. The torpedo strikes the starboard side just behind the bridge. An unusually heavy detonation follows, with a very large cloud of smoke. Then the language stops being flat. Great confusion on board, he writes. Boats being swung clear and lowered. Boats that are crowded, that come down bow first or stern first and fill at once. The ship going over, going down by the head, with a speed he does not seem to have expected. He had 2 torpedoes left. He fired neither. The line that comes down to us from him, not in the log itself, but in the account he gave afterwards, is that he could not have put a second torpedo into that crowd of people trying to save their lives. Then he takes the submarine down and away. This is worth holding on to because it explains something about the 18 minutes. The man who fired did not expect 18 minutes either. Nobody on that afternoon expected it. Not the passengers, not the crew, not the officers, not the man at the periscope. Everyone involved believed there would be time. That belief is the reason so little was ready. Now the arithmetic collapses, and it collapses in a way nobody has drilled for. There are 48 lifeboats aboard. On paper, that is enough for everyone. After the Titanic, 3 years earlier, the rules were rewritten precisely so that there would be enough. On paper, you are fine. The list is what destroys that arithmetic. Within a few minutes, the ship is leaning 15 degrees to starboard, and then more. Think about what that does to a lifeboat. The boats on the left side, the port side, now hang inboard, over the deck itself, swung in against the ship. To launch one, you would have to push several tons of loaded wooden boat outwards and uphill, across a deck that is tilting away from you. Men try. Some boats scrape along the rivets of the hull and tear open. The boats on the right side have the opposite problem. They now hang out over the water, several feet clear of the deck. To get into one, you have to cross that gap, over a drop, with the ship moving under you, holding a child or a bag or nothing at all. And the ship is still going forward. She has not stopped. Lowering a boat into water that is still rushing past its speed drags it under or swamps it or spills it. Of 48 boats, 6 get away cleanly. 6, and every one of them from the starboard side, because the port side never had a chance at all. You are handed a lifebelt, or you find one in your cabin, or someone pulls one over your head in a corridor. Almost nobody on board has ever put one on before. The crew have drilled with one boat once a day, in harbor and out of it. The passengers have drilled with nothing. The design is a vest with blocks of cork, and it has to sit correctly on the chest and be tied correctly at the waist. Put on the right way, it holds your head clear of the water. Put on upside down, which is easy to do, in a corridor, at a slant, in 90 seconds with no one to show you. It does the opposite. It floats your legs. It holds your feet at the surface and your head under it. Survivors describe the same thing over and over afterwards. Bodies in the water, wearing their life belts, floating face down, drowned inside the thing that was supposed to save them. That is what a missed safety drill looks like when it finally matters. Not a paragraph in a report. People floating the wrong way up in low 50s water within sight of the coast of Ireland. Hold two numbers next to each other. The Titanic, hit 3 years earlier, took 2 hours and 40 minutes to sink. 2 hours and 40 minutes is time. It is time to wake people, to organize, to argue, to load boats in some sort of order, to say goodbye properly. This ship takes 18. 18 minutes is not enough time to reach your cabin and come back. It is not enough time to search 2 decks for someone. If your family's scattered after lunch, one on the boat deck, one below, one in the lounge, 18 minutes is not enough to gather them, and most people do not. 94 children die. 35 of them are infants. Of the 39 babies aboard, 4 come home. Those numbers are not about panic or cowardice. They are about a clock. A baby cannot climb over a gap onto a boat that hangs out over the water at 15 degrees, and the person carrying it usually cannot either. It's several hundred bodies and several hundred people who have just lost everyone they were traveling with. Bodies are laid out in rows, in the town hall, in the sheds along the Cunard Wharf, wherever there is floor. People walk along those rows, looking at faces. Most people do not find one. Of the 1,198 dead, only 289 bodies are ever recovered from the sea. Read that again. 900 people simply do not come back. They are still out there, off that headland, and there is nothing for their families to look at or bury. 3 days after the sinking, 160 of them go into 3 mass graves in the cemetery above the town. Around half have no name to put on them. Think about that arithmetic for a moment, because it is the part that outlasts the sinking. A family in Manchester or Toronto or Chicago is told that a ship went down 11 miles from land, and that is all they are ever told. No body, no grave with a name, no account of the last few minutes. They're away, and you never got any closer to it. 6 days across the Atlantic, 11 miles from land, 18 minutes.